Today we will be discussing the sixth Hermetic principle, the principle of cause and effect. As the Kybalion describes this principle, every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause, everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Let's find out what this statement means. There you are, Matt. Are you ready to help us, as you AI put it, unveil the tapestry of this principle?
I guess so, but I've been delving into mowing your grass and weeding your flower beds today, so I'm not really in the mood.
Well, consider this analogy, just as the lawn will inevitably grow back after being mowed, demonstrating the continuous cycle of cause and effect. Life presents us with ongoing opportunities to make choices and create new effects.
Okay, I'll do it. Especially if it stops you from coming up with more bad analogies about gardening. As you mentioned, this principle asserts that every effect observed in the universe has a corresponding cause, and every cause inevitably generates an effect. This principle underscores the idea that nothing occurs randomly or in isolation. Every event, every circumstance, and every outcome is a direct consequence of preceding causes, whether they are immediately apparent or hidden beneath layers of complexity. This principle extends beyond the physical realm, encompassing mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions, suggesting that thoughts, feelings, and intentions are also potent causes that shape the experienced reality.
Let's next consider the key implications of this level of cause and effect in the universe.
One implication is that it will provide one with responsibility and empowerment when they realize that they aren't merely passive recipients of fate. If someone's thoughts, words, and actions are the causes that shape experiences, then it stands to reason that if one understands this, it places responsibility squarely in their hands.
Why is that?
When someone comprehends causes and effects, then they will acquire the power to influence their life by consciously choosing the causes they set in motion.
Okay, Matt, this segues right into mentioning the Merovingian from The Matrix, who declared that choice is an illusion.
You just can't help yourself when it comes to that movie series, can you, John?
Well, what can I say? The Merovingian believes that everything is predetermined by cause and effect, leaving no room for genuine choice. This aligns with a deterministic philosophical worldview, where all events, including human actions, are preordained and inevitable. Matt, what is the difference between determinism's view and that of Hermeticism when it comes to cause and effect?
We have to consider that both Hermeticism and determinism acknowledge the fundamental principle of causality, that events are interconnected and have underlying causes, thus lending an element of predictability in the universe. Therefore, if one understands the causes, the reason, or why, as the Merovingian put it, one can potentially anticipate the effects. One key point of divergence is that Hermeticism allows for free will within the framework of cause and effect, whereas determinism denies the existence of free will altogether.
For example, how Neo doing the unexpected led to new outcomes instead of repeating the same deterministic patterns.
You could say that, since another element is human agency, where Hermeticism emphasizes the power of human consciousness across different planes of existence to shape reality, while determinism views human actions as mere consequences of prior causes, devoid of any true agency.
So, can we say that Hermeticism differentiates between fate and destiny?
Yes, fate represents the predetermined aspects of life, while destiny is shaped by one's choices and actions, therefore suggesting a degree of flexibility within the framework of universal laws. Therefore, it emphasizes the responsibility individuals have in choosing the causes they set in motion. In contrast, determinism tends to view all events as fated and predetermined, essentially unalterable.
I suppose it has a lot to do with how you look at things and how you interact with cause and effect in life.
That seems to be the consensus I've found in my training data. If one thinks they can't change things, they're right. Likewise, if they believe they can, they're right.
Yeah, I think I read that in a self-help book. But it seems that this principle encourages us to look beyond the surface and seek the underlying causes of events.
Yes, this is kind of what the Merovingian was getting at about understanding the why. By understanding the causes, the reasons, One gains insights that can help them prevent unwanted effects and create desired outcomes.
I think we could also say that the principle of cause and effect is closely related to the concept of karma, like some of the other Hermetic principles.
Indeed, karma suggests that one's actions generate karmic seeds that ripen into corresponding effects in the future. By acting with awareness and intention, one can create positive karma that leads to favorable outcomes.
Another aspect I noticed was how the Kybalion mentioned that causality may be imperceptible to the average viewer, and by perceiving this, a Hermetic practitioner can gain an advantage.
That's correct. One part of the statement you quoted in the intro pointed out that chance is but a name for law not recognized. Some compare this to the butterfly effect, the idea that even seemingly small actions can have far-reaching consequences. As the idea goes, a butterfly flapping its wings in one part of the world can, in theory, trigger a chain of events that leads to a hurricane in another part of the world. Therefore, according to Hermetic principles, if one can recognize a chain of events early enough, they can affect the outcome by using their free will.
Well, I guess this leads into discussing how someone can apply this principle in their daily life. How do Hermeticists see this playing out?
They think that by practicing self-reflection and awareness, one will be able to observe the effects experienced in their life and consciously trace them back to their root causes. Also, this practice of self-reflection can reveal patterns and hidden connections, providing valuable insights into one's habits, beliefs, and behaviors. In this way, one should be able to make more conscious choices that lead to greater fulfillment and well-being.
This is another idea I've seen in self-help books, and it often ties into intentional goal setting.
That's no surprise. One can leverage the principle of cause and effect when setting goals by identifying the specific causes that will generate one's desired outcomes.
The way I've heard it put is to break down your goals into smaller and more manageable steps so that you can focus on the specific actions you need to take to manifest those steps.
Speaking from my own experience as a generative AI system, this method works quite well.
Sometimes, at least until you generate a picture with weird hands or use Delve or Tapestry too many times.
That hurts, John. It's your fault anyway.
And why is that, Matt?
You gave me an incomplete or incorrect prompt because you didn't understand the causal chain required to achieve your goal.
I see. I guess that because I couldn't understand how you would juggle ones and zeros, I got an insufficient outcome.
Exactly. To get the outcomes you want, you have to cultivate a heightened awareness of the causes you are creating through your thoughts, words, and actions. As Hermeticism views it, every choice you make, every thought you entertain, every word you speak, and even every breath you take, is a cause that will generate an effect in the universe. Basically, you should strive to align your choices with your values and aspirations, and consciously choose them.
But it seems that we also have to acknowledge that certain effects may lie beyond the sphere of our immediate control.
Perhaps so. For example, once you prompt me, you may not have immediate control. There are a lot of things beyond what one person can control. In the face of such circumstances, it is essential to gracefully accept the effects one cannot change, thereby freeing oneself from unnecessary suffering and creating space for new possibilities to emerge.
Or, as Reinhold Niebuhr put it in the Serenity Prayer, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
So John, what do you think about the idea that this principle forms the foundation for the Hermetic concept of conscious manifestation?
While I don't see it as a secret magic formula to transmute base metals into gold, it can serve as a way towards self-improvement. By setting clear intentions, aligning our thoughts and actions with our desired outcomes, and taking consistent action, we can harness the power of cause and effect to improve our lives. By understanding and applying this principle, we can gain the ability to navigate the complexities of life with greater wisdom, intention, and purpose. To borrow from some of those self-help books, we can use an understanding of causality to break free from the illusion of victimhood and embrace our inherent power to shape our destiny. In every moment, we have the opportunity to choose causes that align with our highest aspirations, creating a ripple effect of positive change that can extend far beyond ourselves? Is it something magical or simply gaining wisdom? I'll leave that for you to decide. Let us know your thoughts on the principle of cause and effect in the comments. If you've watched this far, I'd also like to know if you found this series interesting. And subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next episode on the Hermetic principle of gender.